America belongs to the American people.
Bold declaration today that I stand behind President Trump, the military, and law enforcement. I pray for them daily. Rioting in a country you broke into, waving the flag of the one you escaped, while burning the flag of the one you're begging to stay in, is unacceptable. You should be arrested and sent back home. Every country on this planet has rules about entry. I don't understand why you think America does not. If you are not a United States citizen, then you are not covered under our constitutional rights. You don't have First Amendment rights. You get rewarded those rights when you come in the front door. You snuck in the back and you hid, and now there's consequences to those actions. You must go back and can return to achieve legal status at another time.
My biggest problem with illegal immigration is that it simply does not work. Allowing millions and millions of illegal immigrants to come into the United States is not working out. You can be the most empathetic, caring, loving American in this country, but the logical side of your brain has to be able to alert you and tell you that this is not working out for American citizens. It is not fair to people like me and like you that were born in this country to have to now be struggling to eat, struggling to afford their house, while we watch an illegal immigrant who's only been here for 6 months have a better life than we have. I don't know how anyone could think that that is fair. Again, it doesn't mean that we wish ill on these people, on these illegal immigrants. It doesn't mean that. In a perfect world, we could be the country for everyone, because a lot of people are like, this is the land of opportunity. But at what cost? At what cost? Because in order to give these illegal immigrants an amazing life and the opportunity of America, we are taking away all the opportunities that Americans have worked for and that they deserve. It is a problem when someone who just got into this country is sitting in a luxury apartment, and a man who has been here and lived here for 65 years, born and raised, has to go back to work because his benefits that he worked his ass off for are no longer enough for him to take care of himself and his wife and his family. That is a problem. And there is no way I will personally ever be able to vote for a party who thinks it is okay for this country to keep allowing millions and millions of people to flood the United States, and they put those people above their own citizens. I will never vote for that.
Texas has acquired thousands of acres of land right along the Mexican and U.S. border. And now the state of Texas has sent a letter to the Trump administration offering 1,400 acres to be utilized for a mass deportation camp. The land is located in Stark County, right along the Rio Grande Valley. The 1,400 acres would allow the Trump administration to build an enormous facility for processing all undocumented immigrants to be deported. The first to be deported, the 1.6 undocumented criminals currently in the United States. Trump has yet to respond to the offering of the land in Texas. But the acquisition of the land indicates only one thing. Governor Abbott from Texas and Trump already had talks of such facility and the need of the land. The letter offering the land to Trump just makes it official.
Credits to original creators of the Crips. Let's get into it.
And you can put us in any headlock or any dysfunction you want to put us in, because we watch you go through the same dysfunction. Now we watch you get shot, we watch you go to jail, we see you go through the struggle, and you turn out to be a champion. However, Mr. Donald Trump, we as immigrants leave our country to come to America for a reason, to help America becomes, why can't you form a facility for us and pick out the good ones and put us to work and show us a way than to try to get back everybody dysfunction and go back to the country where we come back from poverty? We got nothing. Some people don't got nothing to go back to. It's a war against humanity again. If it's God send you, Mr. Donald Trump, I want you to look into yourself and realize that, listen to me, what you're creating right now is a war. Because these people gonna go back home to nothing. Some people gonna go back home to some devastating thing that they're running from. They're gonna end up killing themselves. You don't care about that? Honestly. Think about it for a moment. It's all about money. Money, money. Oh, this guy can give you $1 trillion. That guy can give you $1 trillion, billion. That's all you guys talking about. Money, money, money. What about us? Who got kids here, who got everything here, who build a life here and got nothing, because where we're from is like you don't even can stand a night in where we're from to survive. Like, come on, man. What if we, the immigrants, go back home and get hostile towards your people in the country and said, no, America can come back to Jamaica, or no, America can come back to, come on, my friend. I'm just talking to you from a perspective from the most, what I go through in this country as an immigrant, fighting to be the right, fighting to do the right. Open up your eyes, my president. Do something better for the good ones. Some of us get entangled with some unfortunate situation and we end up can't get a paper. It's not, you don't want this type of bloodshed on your hand, Mr. President. Honestly, do something for the good ones, man. It's not every immigrant is bad, man. Some of us come to our country and some of us even can't read. But just because over here is full of so much legislation and so much things, we end up don't even get our green card because liars so lie. They rob every money that they can take. And we just give up and you can't send back these people home, man. Get it together, man. Do something different, my friend. I'm begging you. Hope this reach your ears in a better way than in a hateful way, and hope you can sleep on it. Because you're a church man, you talk much about God. God don't want this, my friend. If you're really for him, make it right with immigration, man. Set up a legislation for us, man.
America is for Americans. They thought America was home. They built their careers, raised families, made plans for the future. And after years of living in America, some began to believe they would never have to leave. But the reality many people are discovering is that living in America does not automatically mean you can stay forever. And now, the difference matters more than ever.
No, honey, the United States was not built by immigrants. The United States was built by settlers. Immigrants like me and maybe you, we came here when everything was done, when the roads were paved, when the infrastructure was done, when electricity was here. America was built by settlers. And the difference is the settlers came here to buried lands, to the plains of the Americas, where there was absolutely nothing. And they built cities, and they built the railways, and they built everything else. We are not the same as the settlers. We come here and we enjoy the privilege of being in the United States and take advantage of everything that the United States has to offer us. The settlers weren't offered anything. The settlers came here and built everything. So privileged people like me and you can come here in the United States and live and chase the American dream. We are not legal here, we are privileged to be here. So to say that the United States was built by immigrants is not true. Secondly, it's not stolen land, it's conquered land. There were wars, and wars were lost, and some won, and some lost. And now the people that lost are calling it, oh, you stole my land. No, you lost the war. That's it. There's nothing more to it. Everybody that had ever been in the military knows that the number one equation to know if you're winning the war is how much land you're conquering. That's it. You didn't got land stolen, the land was conquered because some people lost the war. And also, let's not forget the treaty between Texas and Mexico. So if you're an American, you should know that because it's part of your country.
If you had to guess, what percentage of people support mass deportation in this country? Would you guess like 20, 30%? Because that's what I would guess. But the real number is 54%. And I have a question that is pretty much never asked amongst the people that support this mass deportation plan. And the question is not how much it would cost, which is almost $20,000 per person. And given that there's 12 million undocumented immigrants in this country, that would be $235 billion. But no, that's not the question. The question is, do you know how disruptive to your life this plan will be? Illegal immigrants are embedded into our communities, from big cities to rural towns and everything in between. It's not like there's immigration camps where these folks are just living their life. They're fucking in our communities. And to get them all out will require ICE and military operations. So that means you will be witness in your normal life to consistent military operations to extract people from their houses and deport them. You'll be watching military operations in your town all the time. Just try to absorb that information for a second. I imagine the majority of you don't actually witness illegal immigration on a day-to-day basis in a way that feels like impactful to your life. You might see an illegal immigrant doing work or come in contact with one here and there, but it's not going to like be this substantial moment in your life. But just imagine for a second people from ICE and the military literally going into your neighbors' homes and ripping them out and throwing them in a car and going, get the fuck out of the country. You're going to have to watch that shit. So if you want this mass deportation plan, you're going to have to be a witness to it, literally. And I'm sure some of you will go, you know what, fuck it, I don't care. Just toss them out, get them out of here, I'll watch it, I don't give a shit.
For many immigrants, America became a place to live. It became home, rented or even bought homes. Children grew, stayed for decades. But immigration status is not always permanent. And that's the part that can be easy to forget. A person can legally work in America without being a permanent resident. A person can live here for years without becoming a citizen. And someone can have temporary protection without having permanent immigration status. TPS is a perfect example. Temporary protected status is temporary. It can protect eligible people from removal while the designation is active. But TPS itself does not create permanent residency. That is why the end of a TPS designation can be such a major turning point. If someone has no other lawful status, their status can change dramatically, and suddenly the question becomes, what happens to me now? When the government believes someone is removable, the case can enter removal proceedings. One important document is called a Notice to Appear, or an NTA. It explains why the government believes the person should be removed. It can also lead to immigration court proceedings, but here is something people often misunderstand. An immigration arrest does not automatically mean someone has already been deported. There can be hearings, there can be legal defenses, there can be application for relief, there can be appeal in appropriate case, and that is why every immigration case is different. But ignoring the process can create serious problems. Missing court can have consequences, and people in proceedings need to keep track of their hearing and legal obligations. Here is where emotions and immigration law can collide. Someone might say, I've been here for 20 years. That is important, but it does not automatically create citizenship. Someone might say, I have children who were born here. That can be important to immigration case, but it does not automatically erase every immigration violation. Someone might say, I've worked here for years. That does not necessarily mean permanent residency. And someone might say, I have TPS, but TPS remains temporary protection. The legal details matter. And this is the biggest point. America can become someone's home emotionally, but immigration status is determined by law. That is why people should never assume, I have been living here for long, nothing can happen to me. Immigration policies can change, temporary programs can end, cases can move forward, and enforcement priorities can change. But that does not mean every immigrant in America is deported. That is simply not how the law works. US citizens have a fundamentally different status. Lawful permanent residents have a different rights and responsibilities. Temporary status holders have different protections. So the key is knowing exactly what your status is, because living in America for years is not the same as having permanent legal status. That is the reality. And for anyone whose ability is to remain in America depends on temporary program, pending cases, visa, or other immigration benefits. Assuming everything will remain the same could be a serious mistake. So the question isn't, how long have you lived in America? The question is, what legal status allows you to stay? Because the answer can change everything. And as America's immigration policies continue to evolve, millions of people are watching closely. They thought they could stay forever, then America changed. Share your thoughts in the comment section and kindly remember to keep it respectful. If you want breakdowns like this, hit the subscribe button and join our family. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.